School ahead 9-4 with 2:20 to go in the first quarter. Bernie Rogers unable to find Clover. A miscommunication there as Rogers' pass was headed for the corner. Clover cut to the wing, so it goes for a turnover. Pressure here from the Haverford School. Marshall feeds the high post. Delaney around a screen, no good on the 18-footer. Rogers, his pass for Clover out of control, a tie-up, and that will be possession to the Churchmen with 1:54 to go in the first quarter. Genther and Brown checking back into the game for the Haverford School to replace Sims and Clover. Delaney guarded by Brown, the full length of the floor. Malloy against Rogers. Now Delaney tries a three, that's short, and the rebound is hauled in by Springman, the 6'8" junior forward. Brown dances on the other end, his shot no good. Well contested there by Will Delaney, giving up a lot of size. Now Delaney unable to haul in the pass, and it goes out of bounds, last touch by him. David Carney checks in for the Fords, and Dan Kane enters the ball game for Episcopal Academy with 1:17 remaining in the first quarter. Haverford School ahead at 9-4. It's been a defensive ball game so far. Both squads putting up a solid effort on that end as Genther on the low block goes to work, tries a hook shot, and will head to the line. So that foul was on Kevin McCarthy. His first, the team's fourth, and the free throw falls for Genther. He was 4 for 4 from the stripe in the Haverford School's season opener. A 92% free throw shooter last year, but unable to hit there. So it's a 10-4 lead for the Fords with 50 seconds remaining in the quarter. The Churchmen with the basketball. Good look inside, and a foul is called as McCarthy was bumped when he received the entry pass. And now some subs will come into the game. Sims back in for the Fords to replace Genther. And then a slew of subs into the game for Episcopal Academy. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. EA trails by 6. The inbound comes into Marshall. Double teamed in the corner, and the pass stolen by Brown. Great instincts there. Now Brown tries a three and nets it. Jameel Brown with his first trifecta of the 2021 campaign, and it's a 9-point lead for the Fords. EA unable to beat the press, but the deflection goes out of bounds. Chris Sims with an excellent effort to try to keep it in as he tumbles into that screen near the Fords bench, but it's possession to the Churchmen. 13 seconds remain in the half, and now a foul on the baseline, and a EA player comes up limping. It's Sam Malloy, who was tripped up from behind, and he needs a sub. So he'll head to the bench, replaced by Kevin McCarthy. Ethan Pollock checks in for the Fords to replace Dan Springman with 12 seconds to go in the quarter. Delaney, guarded by 2, finds Marshall. Now from the corner, this three off the mark by Jazix. 1 second on the clock. Brown heaves it and nets it at the buzzer. Jameel Brown gets it to fall as time runs out, And the Fords take a 16-4 lead into the second quarter. What a way to end the first quarter of play by Jameel Brown, and we'll take a break. You're watching Interact Basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back into McBride Court. It's a 16-4 lead for the Haverford School as we begin the second quarter of play. Jameel Brown on a cut finds Pollock, whose layup is no good. Rebound hauled in by McCarthy, who has it poked loose on the other end. Fight for possession and a tie-up. Possession will be with Episcopal Academy. And before we took a break, Jameel Brown hit a buzzer-beating three-pointer to end the first quarter. He has 8 points already for the Haverford School. The junior committed to Purdue, and he's off to an excellent start this season. Scored over 20 points in the season opener and is well on his way to another double-figure scoring output as Delaney off on the three, and Brown hauls in the floorboard. Sims to Brown. Steps back. Now Genther on a spin, finds Brown, cuts baseline, and he is guilty of the charge. Big credit to Adam Archambault there, who stood strong and took the contact. And that is the second charge of the ball game against Brown, so he now has 2 fouls with 7:05 to go in the second quarter. EA against the trap here, able to break it. McCarthy into the lane, lost the ball, and that is a turnover. Episcopal Academy struggling to string solid possessions together. Just 4 points with 6:49 to go in the second quarter, and it's been a lot of turnovers for them tonight. Nice feed there. A no-look pass from Sims to Pollock. The lead up to 14 for the Haverford School. Chris Sims dropped a dime to Ethan Pollock, who's got 4 points tonight. Three-pointer on the other end is short. McCarthy unable to hit. Now Genther kicks to Rogers. Into the corner, Sims. Again for Pollock. That might have been kicked, and coming away with it is Archambault. His pass ahead is complete to McCarthy, who misses the point-blank layup. Rogers to Sims. Now Brown, deep three. Got them all! Jameel Brown with 3 trifectas this afternoon. He has his shot working for him from distance. And Episcopal Academy needs a timeout as they trail 21-4 with 5:58 remaining here in the second quarter. We'll take an audio break, but don't go anywhere. You're watching Interact League Basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. 5:58 remaining here in the second quarter. The Haverford School leads Episcopal Academy 21-4, and Jameel Brown with 11 points so far for the Fords. He's had his shot working from distance and has knocked down 3 3-pointers thus far. Brown, in his season opening effort, was 0 for 3 from distance, so he's found his touch here tonight with the long ball. And now a tie-up here between Jazik and Clover, so a jump ball. The possession arrow favors Episcopal Academy. Genther was in on that play trying to draw the charge, but to no avail. And EA trying to beat the pressure here by the Fords. They're able to do so. Corner 3 for Archambault is short, and the rebound is secured by Sims. The Churchmen have had some quality looks from 3, but haven't been able to convert thus far. 5:27 to go in the first half. Clover drives baseline, guarded by 2, and he traveled. So Christian Clover turns over the ball on a traveling call, and EA takes over with 5:20 to go in the second quarter. Facing solid pressure here by the Fords. Archambault swings. That's Delaney. Now Molloy resets the offense. Guarded tightly up top by Clover. Archambault finds Delaney. Deep 3, and that's short again. Right back to him. Nets it. So a 3-pointer finally falls. That one off the hand of Will Delaney. EA with their first bucket since the 5-minute mark in the first quarter. As the Haverford School ahead 21-7. On the other end now, Sims to Rogers. Corner 3 for Genther is pure. Zach Genther with his second triple of the night. Lead back up to 17 for the Haverford School, and Rogers with a near steal as he tumbles into an official on the close sideline. And a timeout taken by EA with 4:14 to go in the quarter. We'll keep it here. Chris Markowitz on the call here for the Sports Fan Base Network, and a shout out to our crew, my producer Tyler Small and our camera woman Myra Gwen, doing an excellent job for us here today at McBride Court. And so far it's been all Haverford School in complete control of the ball game. Jameel Brown with 11 points to lead the Fords. He's knocked down a number of 3-point shots. Zach Genther with 7 points right now for the Haverford School. And on the flip side for Episcopal Academy, it's been a struggle offensively. They've been off the mark on a number of 3-point tries. Will Delaney leads them with 5 points in the ball game, but missed open shots and turnovers have been a killer for them, trailing by 17 here with 4:14 to go in the half. And EA looking to avoid an 0-3 start to this 2021 campaign. They lost their season opener against Germantown Academy last Thursday by the score of 57-37, and they lost to Malvern last night at Malvern by the final score of 73-50. So a tough start to the year for the Churchmen, but still plenty of time in this ball game for them to get back into it as they go to work on offense. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Delaney, tough layup and the foul. Will Delaney shouldering the load on offense today for the Churchmen. He's got 7 and will head to the line to add to his total as a sub comes in for the Fords. Dan Springman checks in to replace Matt Carlino with 4:02 remaining in the second quarter. Brown to Rogers. Now Boyd's skip pass is stolen, and Marshall is bumped on the steal. That foul will be on Clover. as Genther checks back in for the Fords to replace Boyd after the errant pass. The foul on Clover is his first and the team's 7th, so Marshall will be at the line with a 1-and-1 opportunity. Archambault departs for EA, replaced by Jake Jazik with 3:49 to go here in the second quarter. And this is a solid chance here for EA to get back in the ballgame with Marshall at the free throw line. No time coming off the clock here in the second quarter. And they'll be in the bonus for the rest of the half as that free throw off the mark and the Fords secure the miss. Brown goes to work for the Haverford School with a 24-10 lead. Clover in the post, faces up, his shot no good, but he knocks in the putback. Christian Clover with 4 points, the lead up to 16 for the Fords. Strong drive on the other end is blocked. Marshall went in, but lost it, and the rebound hauled in by Clover. Rogers in transition, finds Clover. He thought about the three, now drives the lane, and unable to hit the floater. On the other end, wild pass, but it's deflected, so we'll stay on this side of the floor. 3:02 remaining in the first half. It's a 16-point lead for the Haverford School. EA with possession of the basketball. Deep three for Marshall. No good. And then a foul on the rebound. Springman was bumped from behind. That foul is on, well, the scoreboard flashes a number 2. Nobody on EA is wearing 2, so we'll have to figure that out at halftime. Oh, excuse me, that's on Sam Malloy. That's his second. Now Clover, a corner three is short. The rebound hauled in by Delaney. Delaney into the lane and lays it in with the left hand. Will Delaney with 9 of EA's 12 points tonight. He's been a one-man wrecking crew. And he's going to need some help if the Churchmen want to get back into this ball game. Rogers on a spin. His pass is stolen. McCarthy off the mark on the layup. His putback no good, and then a foul is called. Looks like this is going to be on Bernie Rogers. Oh, excuse me, they get Clover with the contact, so his second foul of the ball game. And it's a shooting foul, so 2 tries for McCarthy as pretty much wholesale subs into the game for EA. Clover goes to the bench for the Haverford School with 2:07 to go in the quarter. So McCarthy goes 1 for 2 on that trip. The lead down to 13 for the Haverford School. 2 minutes remain in the half. Brown around a screen, double teamed. Sims, 4-3, back iron, and the rebound is hauled in by Delaney. McCarthy drops it off on the baseline, and that finds Archambault for the easy floater. It's a single-digit lead now for the Haverford School. Excuse me, an 11-point lead is Brown. No-look pass to Rogers. Three-pointer for Springman is good. Dan Springman, listed at 6'8", steps out and knocks one down from long range. The lead back up to 14 for the Fords with a $1:14 to go in the half. Good pressure here against McCarthy, but he finds Marshall, who tries a three. It's short, but he gets his own miss and will head to the line. So the foul is on Springman. That's his second. And Nick Marshall to the stripe, where he's 1 for 2 on the night. So Marshall shooting 50% from the free throw line as he's 1 for 2 on that trip. It's a 29-16 lead now for the Haverford School. Rogers into the corner. Springman hesitates but knocks it down anyway. Dan Springman, the 3-ball threat, as he's got 3-pointers on back-to-back Haverford School possessions. 16-point lead for the Fords, as this 3-pointer unable to fall off the hand of McCarthy, but EA gets the rebound. 3 seconds separate the shot and game clock. Marshall inside, Archambault, no good. Brown secures the miss. Shot clock unplugged, 16 seconds remain in the half. Brown dribbles up top, guarded by Delaney. 7 seconds to play in the quarter, and Brown is fouled. So a wise decision there by Will Delaney to foul Jameel Brown and force a side out. Brown with 4 to shoot, finds Genter, 4-3, back iron. So that'll do it for us here in the first half, as the Haverford School secures a 32-16-point lead heading into halftime. We'll take a break, but when we come back, I'll recap the first half here on the Sports Fanbase Network. 22-16 lead for the Haverford School over Episcopal Academy here at halftime. Chris Markowitz on the call for the Sports Fan Base Network as we welcome you back in to McBride Court. And in that first half, Jameel Brown put on a show. He had 11 points to lead all scorers and knocked down 3 triples. So he had his outside touch working for him. Also got some help in that half. Zach Genther, the senior guard, hit 2 threes and hit a free throw to have 7 points in the half. Dan Springman, a couple three-pointers as well. He had 6. And Christian Clover and Ethan Pollock on the board, both with 4 points. On the flip side for Episcopal Academy, it was a struggle offensively. A lot of turnovers and a lot of missed opportunities from 3. Will Delaney, the lead scorer for the Churchmen, he had 9 points. Nobody else on the EA roster able to muster more than 1 basket, though. Nick Marshall had 2 points, both off of free throws. Adam Archambault with 1 basket, Sam Malloy with a bucket, and Kevin McCarthy had a point off of a free throw. As both teams, it looks like, getting ready to get back out onto the court, warmed up and ready to play here in the second half. And it will be Haverford School ball to start the third quarter. They'll be traveling left to right on your screen, dressed in their home white. EA defending and going right to left on offense, dressed in their road navy blue. Brown in the high post to Rogers. Genther from 15. No good. Had a quality look on the pull-up, but couldn't convert. Malloy, 4-3. That's short, well contested by Rogers. Sims over to Brown. Rogers spins into the lane, finds Brown on the baseline, and he has it picked from behind. Good steal there by Archambault, and then an offensive foul on the other end. Will Delaney tumbles into Bernie Rogers, who beat him to the spot on the baseline. Second foul of the ball game on Delaney. And the Fords take over with 7:12 to go in the third quarter, ahead by 16 points. Pollock to the corner. Brown up and under. Nice move. Jameel Brown with 13 points now to lead all scorers. Delaney across the timeline to the corner. And that's pure. Kevin McCarthy with the triple. That cuts the lead down to 15. Rogers a bit too strong. That pass intended for Pollock, but he couldn't bring it in. Now Rogers on the press, guards Malloy. And Malloy up ahead. Archambault to Delaney. Guarded by Brown. Delaney kicks. 12 on the shot clock. Archambault, nice feed. Delaney through the contact, no good. Floorboard to Rogers. Sims on the drive, lost it, but is able to find Pollock. His layup no good, and it goes out of bounds off him. Sub coming into the game for the Haverford School. It's Dan Springman to replace Ethan Pollock. Springman knocked down a pair of three-point shots from the corner in the first half. A solid outside threat listed at 6'8". Archambault stops, pops, but it's no good. The rebound hauled in by McCarthy. Now a corner three is short. That was a good look for Jazix, but he was unable to find it. And now a great feed from Brown to find a wide open Springman. Brown looked left and then fired a dot to the baseline. Springman with 8 points now. Runner on the baseline for EA, no good. Malloy got a good look at it, but couldn't convert. Rogers to Genther. He lost it on the catch, but regains the dribble. Genther for 3, around the rim and out. That was halfway down for Zach Genther. And EA takes over, trailing by 17 with 4:52 to go here in the third quarter. Malloy swings. Jazic inside. Now an open 3 for Delaney, way off the mark. Sims hauls in the floorboard, and then a foul is called on the rebound. So contact there by Kevin McCarthy as Christian Clover checks into the game for the Haverford School. That foul on McCarthy is his second. And now a sub into the game for EA. Adam Archambault goes to the bench, replaced by Eddie Jones, the sophomore forward. Clover up top to Brown. 18 seconds on the shot clock. That pass stolen. And then it trickles out of play. Nice steal there by Jake Jazic, who fronted Dan Springman in the post. Giving up a lot of size on the play, but able to come away with the steal regardless. Malloy guarded tightly by Rogers. Now Delaney gets the hand check foul. That'll be on Rogers. Second foul of the ball game against Bernie Rogers. And it's a fresh shot clock for EA with 4:09 to go here in the third quarter. Near steal. Bernie Rogers almost able to track it down. Instead, EA maintains possession. Jones for 3, air ball. Rogers leads the offense the other way for the Fords. Genther for 3, bang! Zach Genther with his third triple of the night, and it's been a 3-point shootout for the Haverford School. 10 points now for Genther. It's a 20-point lead for the Fords, their largest of the evening. Delaney has his 3 stuffed. Dan Springman rejects it. And Brown goes to work on the other end, finds Springman on the baseline. His 10-footer no good. McCarthy up top, now into the corner. Jazic on the drive and is fouled before the dribble, so this will be a baseline inbound for EA. The foul was on Springman. That's his third. So he heads to the bench along with Jameel Brown. Chris Sims enters the ball game along with Isaiah Boyd and Matt Carlino. Corner 3 off the inbounds is good. Kevin McCarthy with his second triple of the night. He's got 7, and EA now trails the Haverford School 39-22. As we've got a whistle off ball here. And that foul is on Matt Carlino for an illegal screen. So it's a turnover. EA takes over with 2:46 to go in the third. McCarthy stops, now swings. Delaney into the lane, gets it to fall. Will Delaney with his first bucket of the second half. He's got 11 as Rogers finds Boyd and he dribbles off his knee. So Jameel Brown checks back in for the Fords, and a timeout is taken with 2:17 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll keep it here. Chris Markowitz on the call here for the Sports Fan Base Network. I'll give another shout out to our crew, my producer Tyler Small, our camerawoman Myra Gwen, doing an excellent job here tonight at McBride Court. And Timeout for the Fords as they lead 39-24 late here in the third quarter. Haverford School in complete control of the ball game. They've knocked down a number of three-pointers. Genther with 3 triples tonight, Brown with 3 triples, and Springman with 2. So 8 three-pointers for the Fords here in this ball game. EA's trying to get back into it, down by 15, but on a little bit of a run here. They trailed 39-19 a little under 2 minutes ago. So the Churchmen trying to get it within 10 before we enter the fourth quarter. That's generally the range you want to be in, especially on the road. As EA has possession coming out of the timeout. Delaney kicks. Jones on the baseline. Delaney spins, pump fakes, and misses the 12-footer. Brown to Clover. Now Boyd. Strong drive, but too much mustard, and then a charge is called late. And that's no fun for Will Delaney. It's a hustle play, but he absorbed all 255 pounds of Isaiah Boyd on that foul. It's the first foul of the ball game on Boyd as he heads to the bench alongside Carlino. They're replaced by David Carney and Carson Maston with 1:35 to go here in the third quarter. Maston into the game for the first time tonight. The sophomore guard, a young up-and-comer for the Fords. Malloy swings to Jazix. McCarthy got them all. Kevin McCarthy with his third 3 of the ball game. And EA has cut Haverford School's lead down to 12. Brown, quick spin, and lays it in. Jameel Brown on the blow-by. Got good positioning on the baseline and just used his defender as a turnstile there. Archambault from 3. Adam Archambault with an answer. And the lead is down to 11 now for the Haverford School. Game clock and shot clock separated by about 8 seconds. Brown double teamed in the post. Now Clover into the lane, somehow splits to the defense and lays it in on the reverse. Christian Clover with 6 points tonight. Shot clock unplugged here in the third quarter. Corner 3 around the rim and out. Marshall can't get it to fall. 2 to shoot. From 18 feet, that's air. Carney had a look at the buzzer, but it's no good. And that will take us to the fourth quarter. The Haverford School leads Episcopal Academy 43-30. We'll take a break, but when we come back, fourth quarter action in the Interact League here on the Sports Fanbase Network. It's a 43-30 lead for the Haverford School as we enter the fourth quarter here at McBride Court. Chris Markowitz on the call for the Sports Fan Base Network. Episcopal Academy has possession of the basketball, down by 13. They trailed by 16 at the half, able to cut into it a little bit in that third quarter. Three-point shot started to fall as Jazic tries one from distance but is way off. And then on the rebound, it's a fight for it, but out of bounds. Last touch by Archambault of EA, so the Fords take over. 7:38 to go in regulation. Genther picks up his dribble, kicks to Brown. Brown double-teamed. Nice feed on the baseline, and Pollock converts. We've seen that a couple times tonight. Brown double-teamed and able to find a wide-open Ethan Pollock for a layup. The Fords back ahead by 15. And on the other end, Archambault kicks. Delaney, 4-3, knocks it down. Will Delaney with a deep triple. EA cuts back into the Fords' lead. It's a 12-point advantage for them as they go to work on offense. Pollock in the high post. Now Brown to Rogers. Loses his dribble but finds Sims from the floor. Chris Sims has his pass deflected. Genther comes down with it. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Genther from 18, no good. But Pollock tips the floorboard to Rogers. His pass finds Brown. Whoa, what a feed. It looked initially like that pass was intended for Pollock, but Jameel Brown came out of nowhere to get his hands on it and lay it in for two. So give Rogers credit on the assist. And now a steal by Brown, and Genther is fouled in transition. Jake Jazic holds up his hand immediately, taking credit for the foul. He had no choice there but to make some contact against Genther to prevent an easy lay-in. And now subs come onto the floor for both squads. Springman into the game for the Fords to replace Pollock as Archambault departs for EA, replaced by Dan Kane. 6:06 to go in regulation. Rogers kicks to Genther. Sims, corner three. It's too strong. And then out of bounds. EA unable to corral the rebound, so it'll be off them. A miscommunication there on the baseline between Sam Malloy and one of his teammates. So the Fords off of the turnover. Get it into Rogers, who kicks to Brown. Sims over to Rogers. Deep three. It's short. And the rebound goes to EA. Delaney from 15. No good. Rogers hauls in the rebound and speeds to the other end. 4-2. Bernie Rogers with his first bucket of the ball game. But he put on the PF Flyers there. He was moving from end to end. Lead back up to 16 for the Fords. 5:13 to go in regulation. Jazic on the drive. No good, but draws the contact. So Jake Jazic took it strong to the tin and absorbs the hit from Dan Springman. Fourth foul of the game on Springman. So he's got to be careful. He's played limited minutes today, Dan Springman, but he's got 8 points. So if he can stay out of foul trouble in future ball games, he'll be an asset for the Fords as Christian Clover checks into the ball game to replace Springman. Jazic goes 1 for 2 on that trip to the line. And Brown scoops up the board. Less than 5 minutes to go in regulation. The Fords ahead by 15. Sims into the lane to Rogers. And then an offensive foul as After the pass, Sims tumbled into Sam Malloy. So that foul on Sims, his first, and it goes as a turnover. .447 remaining in regulation. Malloy across the timeline. Delaney against the zone defense finds Jazic. Now a corner three is an air ball. Partially deflected on that shot was Dan Kane. And it goes out of bounds at the last touch by EA. So the Fords take over as Adam Archambault checks in to replace Kane with 4:28 to go in the fourth. And if the Churchmen want to mount a comeback, it's got to start now. They need to stop as Brown unable to convert from 17 feet, but Rogers picks up the floorboard and resets the offense. The Fords in no hurry. Sims around a Rogers screen. Rogers baseline, lost it, and it goes out of bounds. Bernie Rogers had the layup, but was unable to get his hands around the dribble to put it up for two. So EA takes over, down by 15 with 3:53 to go. And they need baskets quickly. Delaney to McCarthy. 11 on the shot clock. Jazic. Malloy now, three to shoot. He tries a three, no good, and Brown skies for the rebound. Jameel Brown in transition, tries a three, and bang, hits it from deep. Jameel Brown having himself a ball game. That's his fourth three. 20 points in the ball game now for Brown, 9 here in the second half. And with the Fords ahead by 18, it'll take a miracle for EA to get back into this one. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Archambault to McCarthy. Now Delaney nets it. So Will Delaney with an answer. He's all nylon on his three-point try. 8 points in the half for Delaney, 17 in the ball game as a timeout taken by EA with 2:48 to go in the ball game. We'll keep it here. Chris Markowitz on the call for the Sports Fan Base Network. It's a 15-point lead for the Haverford School, and they have been in complete control of this ball game going back to the first quarter. Towards the end of the first, the Fords led by the score of 16-4, and it looked like they were going to start to run away with it. You got to give EA some credit, though. They've fought to stay in this game and make it competitive. The Churchmen trailed by 16 at the half, got the lead down to 11 points with about a minute or so to go in the third quarter, but the Fords have had an answer for every EA run, thanks to a 20-point outpouring tonight by Jameel Brown, who's been aided by Dan Springman, Christian Clover, Zach Genther, Ethan Pollock, and Bernie Rogers has been more of a distributor tonight, but he had a key basket on transition a few moments ago. So out of the timeout, the Fords will have possession of the basketball. Inbounds comes to Brown, who quickly finds Clover, and he draws the foul at midcourt. Foul was on Malloy. That's his third. Rogers sets up the half-court offense. Now Sims guarded tightly, kicks to Genther. Sims lost it, but gets back the basketball. Clover to the corner. Rogers on the runner. Bernie Rogers with his second bucket of the night. Lead back up to 17 for the Fords. Archambault Outside, Malloy rattles one home from deep. Sam Malloy with his first triple of the night. He's got 5 points. As the Fords break the press, and Clover dances into the lane. Nice Euro step for the finish. Christian Clover with 8 points now for the Haverford School, and a timeout is taken. The Fords ahead of the Churchmen, 56-40 with 1:57 remaining. We'll take an audio break, but when we come back, more fourth quarter action here on the Sports Fanbase Network. (56-40 is the score in favor of the Haverford School over Episcopal Academy. EA has possession of the basketball with 1:56 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Malloy sets up the half-court offense for the Churchmen. They go to work. Delaney looks to the post, feeds Archambault. He goes to a baseline drive, and on the stop, lays it in for 2. Adam Archambault with 7 points now tonight. Brown on the other end kicks to Sims, who elects to reset the offense and take more time off the clock as Bernie Rogers is fouled by Malloy. That'll be the 4th foul of the ball game on Sam Malloy. And 5 team fouls now against EA. As a couple subs coming into the game for the Churchmen. Matt McCarthy and Alex Zhu enter to replace Adam Archambault and Sam Malloy as this layup falls for Brown. He's got 22 tonight to lead all scorers. Delaney to Zhu. And Delaney powers into the lane. His runner no good. Brown hauls in the miss. And Sims settles the Fords into their half-court offense with less than 60 seconds remaining. Brown is fouled. So Delaney fouls Brown intentionally to allow for a pair of substitutions to come in. Delaney and Jazik depart, replaced by Dan Kane and Eddie Jones, and then wholesale substitutions for the Fords with 54 seconds to go. And no crowd here for the Haverford School, but in a non-COVID world, they'd be drawing a lot of rounds of applause from the supporting staff and crew here at the McBride Court. An excellent effort by the Fords here tonight as this three-pointer is short for Matt Carney, his first offensive attempt of the season, but the offensive board goes to David Carney. 7 seconds separate the shot and game clock. Carney kicks. 14 to shoot. Carlino to the post. Maston throws up the runner, and he is fouled. That almost went in for an and one, but Carson Maston will head to the charity stripe for the first time this season. .4 to go in the ball game. It's basically a formality now. The Haverford School, after today, will improve to 2-0 on the season. Episcopal Academy will fall to 0-3 as both free throws off the mark for Maston. Zhu with a nice move, kicks. 5 seconds to go. Kane on the drive, and he traveled. So it'll be an inbound, and that'll do it. Final score in this one, the Haverford School 58, Episcopal Academy 42. Jameel Brown finishes with 22 points to lead all scorers. A solid performance for him and the supporting crew at the Haverford School, who improved to the record of 2-0, and a tough loss for EA, off to an 0-3 start in the 2021 campaign. Well, that'll do it for us here at McBride Court. For our crew, our producer Tyler Small, and our camerawoman Myra Gwen, I'm Chris Markowitz saying so long and good night from the gym at the Haverford School.